All right, you guys, what's going on? Letting y'all see that beachfront so y'all can imagine being at the beach, chilling and relaxing. You know, get it. If you're gonna do some jet skiing or getting on a boat to do some fishing, I decided to provide you with a nice little backdrop. But anyway, let's talk some boxing. Listen, despite what you guys think, I thought it was a great weekend for boxing. You had the all woman's card in New York that appeared. Well, we don't know what the pay-per-view numbers was, but it was a nice crowd there. I guess people came at and also after being comp tickets, let's not play those games too. But it was a nice audience at Madison Square Garden. Damn shame where Katie Taylor, you know, um, can actually outsell Tiafimo Lopez, who's an actual New Yorker. That's hilarious. So that speaks values about Tia female Lopez basically not having a fan base. But let's get down to basics. Anyway, man, appreciate the large turnout in the live stream, for the Shakur Stevenson talk. And as I told you, yeah, and I'm going straight for the gusto. I'm calling out a specific group of people. As usual, no Mexicans showed up on the live stream, who are always bumping their gums about Mexican this, Viva la Mexico, Viva this. Y'all do shit so much better than black people, which is a lie. I gave y'all 40 minutes to come on the live stream when we was discussing Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson about the run in and all this kind of stuff. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. I gave y'all the chance to come on here and don't come on here talking about, hey man, why y'all making this about race? It is about race. See, it's not about race when people call y'all out for being racist. Then you want to play those games. Come on, let's just keep it a buck. It wasn't a good day for Puerto Ricans, period. For the most part, Latinos, period. Edgar Berlanga got whooped on, the compulsive N-word sayer, you know, and somebody really need to get at him about that too. And somebody need to speak, hey man, you need to tone it down on your use of the N-word, bro. You use that just too much. And you don't have that much melanin in you, if any at all. To me, since you don't have nappy hair, to me, you a Caucasian Latino. You a Caucasian Puerto Rican. Yeah, I said it. Real talk. Let's get it. But nevertheless, you got people that still trying to insult people's intelligence by argument. He won 10 to me at best, won 3 rounds. To me at best, won 3 rounds. And that's because Shakur Stevenson was taking rounds off, soaking up the information on basically how he would take total control of the fight and in the last quarter of the fight, which he did. And he won the fight going away. Last quarter of the fight, which he did. And he won the fight going away. So people need to stop with the stupid stuff. So people need to stop with the stupid stuff and let's just keep it 100. We saw a dominant performance and Shakur Stevenson gave the fans what they wanted. So now y'all can shut up. And another thing about Floyd Schofield Sr., man, please stop it, dude. Please stop it. That performance by Shakur was ass cheeks, buttercup. Bro, why is you bringing up ass cheeks? Like, bro, you could have said it. You could have said it was ass cheeks. You went a little too specific for me. Now I'm trying not to disrespect you by calling you Auntie Floyd, but come on, man, knock it off, man. Yeah, listen, y'all pulled out of the fight on 4 days' notice, man. You talked about you got poisoned, somebody stole your passports and all this kind of stuff. Listen, man, at the end of the day, you got no credibility for real. You ain't in no position to call no shots with Shakur. Shakur is a definitive A side. Let's just keep it a buck. Stop playing these games. At the end of the day, you knocked out Tevin Farmer. That was coming off losing 3 straight fights in a row. Whether you think he should have got the nod or not, technically on paper, On record, he had lost 3 straight fights. All this stuff about you will stop. Listen, man, you lied and said that y'all was beating up Abdullah Mason in sparring, even though I don't put too much stock into sparring, but you was getting whooped on in sparring by Abdullah Mason, just like Abdullah Mason would whoop on y'all in real life. Keep in mind, your son got dropped by nobody. Shakur Stevenson still hasn't got dropped yet. Like, bro, stop it. Ain't nobody, stop it, Floyd. Stop it. And people still ain't forgot how you was cooning it up, making excuses for Ryan Garcia, saying all that racist shit. Oh, I don't think he's a red. Like, man, get out of here, bro. You wasn't on code, and I'm gonna remember that. You wasn't on code, bro. And a lot of y'all boxers wasn't on code. So just stop it. Tevin Former almost did. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Tevin Farmer is a decent win on your record, but let's just keep it a buck. Once again, he was coming off 3 straight losses. Like, man, please stop trying to insult people's intelligence. Now, as far as Edgar Berlanga go, I don't know what happens with Edgar Berlanga next. I don't know if Eddie Hearn is going to keep him around, but probably what's going to happen with Edgar Berlanga, I don't know if he goes on a month celebration, him getting beat up. And the funny thing was, it was funny how he was clicking his gloves together while he was laying flat on his back. You should have been trying to get your gloves to click against dude's face. But now y'all see why Top Rank let him go without a struggle. And I'm going to talk about that in the solo video. Now y'all get it. Now y'all understand what Top Rank saw in Edgar Berlanga. See, I need to explain something to you guys so where you can grasp and understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, he has 16 first round knockouts. See, that's the thing. Okay. You should never get too knockout happy, because what do you do when you get the dude in the ring and you used to getting all these knockouts, and then you hit him with the punch that you think he should go down and he's still there? You need to learn how to box. You need to go rounds before you get knockouts. Yeah, it's cool to get those first round knockouts, but let's just keep it a buck. Look at the quality of the guys you were knocking out. So once again, I think it's better for you to get your rounds in, to learn how to box, prepare yourself to go the distance instead of looking for knockouts. Because if you get knocked out happy, then eventually you end up slipping up. And like I say, sometimes you could get knocked out or almost knocked out going for the knockout. And that's just real talk. Stick to basics. Learn, like I said, that's why you're scheduled to fight a certain amount of rounds. You're really supposed to go the distance. Now, if you have enough power and skills to get the dude out of there early, then good for you. But like I said before, they saw this in Berlanga. And as far as the Fat Joe curse go, that's funny. And I see people going, calling her out her name, calling her a homebreaker and all this stuff. People need to do their research before they just start talking shit. That home was already wrecked, dented, falling apart. Okay. And it was because of Remy Ma, because she decided to bump uglies with some, mediocre income battle rapper. So that was all on Remy Ma. So let's just stop it. Let's not do this. We don't want to do that. We want to keep it a buck. But for the most part, it was a good card. David Morrell, I thought David Morrell got away with one. I thought, or at the best case, a draw, because I do think he fought good enough to get a draw. I think once again, the broadcasting was over exaggerated. And at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to respect a dude that is a known, well, he got caught cheating. Yeah, it might have been a while ago, but he had something in the system. And remember, they wasn't going to allow him to fight. Okay, but they allowed him to fight, and kudos to David Morrell for basically going on with this fight. You got to give him credit for that. And I like David Morrell for real. But at the end of the day, he's still green. He doesn't even have 20 fights in yet, and he's gonna get better. But one thing about David Burrell, he isn't the typical Cuban fighter. He tried to give you exciting fights. Keep in mind, the Cuban fighters have had this label on them where they all about defense and not really providing much offense. And he gives you defense and offense, and he try to provides a lot of offense. So he's breaking that mold of Cuban fighters. So let's give the brother some credit. Can we give him some credit? At the end of the day, in boxing, you're gonna always have a decision where you question what the judges were watching. That just happens with everybody. Every fighter that's happened with. A lot of people believe Floyd lost the first fight to Castillo, which I don't know. After watching that fight, it could have been a draw. But anyway, getting to the card, it was a solid card, good card. Shakur Stevenson, definitely should have been, the headliner. He should have been the encore. He should have been able to close the card. And to me, he gave the best performance. He answered all the questions. All this stuff about that he was hurt. He was not hurt. The canvas was slippery from the sweat that was accumulating due to the fact that that particular stadium had poor conditions. So the moisture, the moisture made the canvas in the, because people would have been sitting up saying he got exposed. The only thing he exposed was, Zepeda's face all night when he's hitting them with them uppercuts. Has Shakur, now this is the one Achilles heel about Shakur Stevenson that he needs to try to work on. I know it could be considered playing with fire, but I think Shakur need to learn the fight a little bit better on the inside. See, that's something that Floyd could do, and that's something Bud can do. I think if Shakur Stevenson had tried to push Zepeda backwards or just been hitting him, racking him to the ribs, he would have broke him down. And like I said, he probably would have got a seventh or eighth round stop. Zepeda's head was snapping back all night, and he was bothered, and his face was lumped up. So all this stuff about Shakur can't punch and he don't have no power. It's easy for some clown to talk behind a computer who don't fight for a living, who's never been hit. They talk about somebody can't crack an egg. They say that about Devin Haney, but we all know if Devin Haney hits you in your face, you'll be looking for a lawyer. So it's time to shut up about Shakur Stevenson. He gave y'all what y'all want. Y'all was talking about he a runner and all this stuff, and Tom and Jerry. Well, you know what? It was Jerry versus Jerry. It was the cat versus the cat. Or excuse me, it was Tom versus. No, I ain't gonna say that word, Tom, for obvious reason. But no, it was the cat versus the cat. No chasing. They went toe to toe, and Shakur Stevenson prevailed, and he showed you that he capable of fighting without quote unquote running, as you guys like to call it. That's a label they didn't put on Shakur and Devin Haney. Like I said, these dudes are idiots. They're idiots, and they need to be called out. They're nothing but a bunch of racist Hispanics, and particularly Mexicans. Yeah, I said it, and not pulling no punches. And don't come here with this stuff about, hey man, why you being racist to? I ain't being racist. I'm just stating the facts. It's cool for y'all to talk bad about black people. That's the thing. Y'all want to make remarks about black people and black fighters, but soon as somebody return fire, then all of a sudden you want to play victim. Oh, where's this coming from? We're all, yeah, man, get out of here. Man, we're all one group of nope. Y'all always coming on here talking about Viva this, Viva that. Okay, well now I'm on some Black Power shit. I'm on some Black Panther shit. Real talk. Power to the people. Power to the people. You know what I'm saying? Now my name is Sadat Town X Malik Muhammad Shabazz. Bean Pie, my brother. Since y'all love to be on that tribalism, well, I'm on some Black Power stuff. I'm on some old school, you know what I'm saying? I'm on some old school 1988 Public Enemy shit. If y'all could be tribal, then the black community, the black people can be tribal. I'm not worried about no backlash. I'm not worried about none of these coons on here. If you want to be a coon that want to continue to kiki with people that sit up here and disrespect your race on a regular basis, motherfuck you and everybody you down with. That's for all you niggas that's been sitting up here kikiing, disrespecting Devin Haney, disrespecting his father. That's real talk. Y'all a bunch of suckers, man. Y'all marks. That's why most of you niggas ain't gonna live to be 28, because you don't respect nothing and you don't respect nobody. People are already getting tired of y'all. Y'all try to disrespect. Y'all act like chicks. Y'all want attention. Y'all want to go viral. You want to sit up here and disrespect other black people with pranks and all that goofy stuff. And then the majority of the people that you prank is black people. You don't go to those. You don't go to the barrio. You don't go to Chinatown. You don't go. You don't go to the area where the Indians is. You know, some people call them the red dots. You don't go where you don't go where the Native American Indian is and try to disrespect them. But y'all always get off on trying to disrespect other black people. Y'all are marks. Yep. Yep. BAF, black as fuck. So there you have it. That's just real talk. So now, you guys, I've been seeing something on I'm seeing something on social media. The panic is starting to sink in. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now that Canelo resume is looking real suspect right about now, based off the fact that Edgar Berlanga, Mr. Compulsive N-word sayer, got manhandled, got beat to a pulp. Who's that guy? So now they're creating a new narrative. So now people are putting up pictures saying that, oh, Bud is on steroids and he's going to be on steroids. If he beats Canelo, he's on roids and all that. So that's the new narrative, which showing me that these Hispanics, in particular these Mexicans, these so-called fight fans, are starting to get nervous. I thought you believed in your guy, Canelo. Listen, I'm gonna make this very clear. Win, lose, or draw, I'm still rolling with Bud. If he loses to Canelo, I'm still messing with Bud because he dared to be great. If he beats Canelo, that'll be lovely. If he gets a draw versus Canelo, oh well. At the end of the day, I'm rolling with Bud no matter what. If he loses, I'm still gonna roll with him. You think we finna turn our back on Bud? If he loses at the end of the day, it's more pressure on Canelo to win this fight because Canelo is the one that elected to fight a dude that was campaigning at 147 just 2 years ago and only then had one fight, at a higher weight class. So Canelo should win. He's expected to win. It's more pressure on him to win this fight than it is Bud. So, that's just real talk. But now you starting to see that lack of confidence is starting to sink in. They're already pushing the narrative. Oh, well, Canelo did have like 60 fights. So if he loses to Bud, he's old, he's 34, he's had more fights. But keep in mind, Bud is older than Canelo. So they're already saying, oh, look how he's sweating. Oh, it's the snack thing. See, once again, how come have y'all okay, listen. Go look at pictures of the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy. There are posters of Snack. A lot of his fighters are clients. So let me get this straight. So if a black fighter is affiliated with Snack, he's on PEDs or he's on roids. But Snack is the one that's been catching all these fighters, primarily, the Eddie Reynoso camp. So when it comes to brothers, if they affiliated with Snack, then it's PEDs. But the Caleb Plants of the world and the non-blacks, all of a sudden it's legit. And you only say that about black fighters. Like, can you please stop the crap? Yeah, some people think the Fat Joe curse is real, man. Fat Joe need to stay away from. Fat Joe got ironically, he got a black cloud over him. And I don't mean as far as melanin go, he got a black cloud over him because one, he lies. And one, he been exposed for being anti-black. Just because he aligns himself with a bunch of black people, you didn't had other Hispanic expose him for saying anti-black stuff about, behind black people's backs. I don't know why Jadakiss and other people still want to deal with this dude. I don't care if he been in the game for 30 years. He's a cornball. He's a cornball. Limping ass motherfucker. But I'm just saying, and he need to quit talking crazy. He ain't in no position to do nothing to nobody. Dude, stop it. Like, for real. Please don't force me to go that route, Joe. And I'm going to say this again. Latinos did not help create hip hop. Like I said, you don't get credit for bringing in the crates with the records and plugging up the, the speakers and all that kind of stuff. No, that's not, that's not creating something. You to use electric devices, you need electricity. So no, you don't get credit for that. So stop it. Well, like I said, I said yesterday. Eddie, I said, man, I said yesterday, Vegas marked that Eddie Reynoso is the juice man. Man, he sell them PEDs probably by the pack. You know what I'm saying? He probably sell 8 balls. He probably sell zips. He probably sell quarters. He probably sell half things. He probably sell, man, he probably sell that like for real. He probably got them pills. He probably got pills. He probably got liquids. He probably got powder. It's like for real. He probably got it. He probably got them PEDs in all type of form. Remember, Oscar Valdez said it was in his coffee. So, I'm just saying, he really did, like for real. Man, his new name is what I'm saying, ER the Juice Man. Quarter pounder. Okay. Hey, 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 hey. Well, I keep saying as fans, we need to go to Canelo. We need to put pressure on Turkey Al Sheikh. We need to put pressure on Dana White. We want Canelo's test results posted up until the fight, post fight. Bud posted his, so Canelo should do the same. But like I said, you got people accusing Bud of being on PEDs. The fuck? What? Excuse me? A dude that fit, hey, and it's funny, Oscar going all in on Canelo. He called him Canelo Alvarez. I ain't gonna lie though, Oscar is funny though. I never knew Oscar could be funny like that. It's amusing. Oscar got a sense of humor like that. So but yeah, he called him Canelo Alvarez. And it was funny. I ain't gonna lie. Edgar Berlanga tried to violate Oscar. He pulled out the wigs, the he pulled out he pulled out some panties out the ink, and then he started. I wonder was that money that he was that he was making it rain real, because I sure would have picked that. I would have sure came behind him and picked that up. Yeah, he didn't became the Mexican 50 Cent. They better check everything going into this fight. Like I said before, the fact that Eddie Reynoso has got away with this, nobody is called this into investigation. Like I said before, where there's smoke, there's fire. Why isn't people investigating this dude? Why does this keep happening? Why do you have 7 fighters that at one time had some kind of affiliation with you tested positive for PEDs in all different forms? Why does this keep happening? Jaime Mugia, who was, for the most part, was a clean athlete until he fought and trained under Eddie Reynoso. He was considered a clean fighter. Now, all of a sudden, he pops dirty for PED. Come on, you guys. This is like, come on, man. It's this just common sense. At the end of the day, it's like this. If you have like, come on, man. It's just like if a dude if a dude is attached, let's just say in the streets, is a dude attached to like multiple bodies, catching multiple bodies in the streets, and you don't investigate, something is wrong. And you don't start like, hey, wait a minute, this dude is attached to at least knocking down 7 people, and there ain't no investigation. Nobody's asking questions. So here's the thing. When we gonna start asking questions? When is we gonna put pressure? And my thing is, for the people that follow my channel, it's time to start asking the bigger channels. Why are you guys giving Eddie Reynoso a complete pass? Why are you guys ignoring the fact that Eddie Reynoso has had 7 fighters that have tested positive for some form of PEDs, and nobody has said nothing? I'm calling and I'm saying names. I'm saying names. Why ain't nobody asking Fight Hub to start asking these questions? Or fight, you know what I'm saying? Fight Hype or Ellie Setback. Some of the bigger channels. The Boxing Voice. Yeah, I'm saying y'all's names now. Why ain't y'all asking the tough questions? I know that you guys are scared because you're going to lose access. You're scared that these fighters, you're scared that the promoters are not going to give you credentials for the fights. At the end of the day, there's a such thing called journalistic integrity. Listen, at the end of the day, I say this, I ain't gonna lie. I like covering fights. I like sending people to cover fights on my behalf if I can't make it. But at the same time, I got to start asking these questions. Okay, what the hell is going on here? Why ain't nobody saying something? It's like what Wesley Snipes said on New Jack City. Don't nobody know nothing? Don't nobody know nothing? Don't everybody speak at once? So we're just going to sit up and ignore the fact that this keeps happening with Eddie Reynoso. So we're going to keep playing these games. So we just going to turn a blind eye. But at the same time, it's funny that the people that's getting screwed happen not to be black, and nobody's calling them out, calling them bitches, calling them punks and stuff for saying, hey, I want my loss, or you know what I'm saying? If I lost the fight, I want it overturned. If I won, so be it. Ain't nobody calling them punks. Ain't nobody calling them bitches. And don't try to say it's the lawsuit that made us turn on. Y'all was talking stuff about Devin Haney. Y'all sitting up here talking about steroids don't make a difference. You guys sound dumb to say, oh, well, Amir Khan lost to Kell Brook and he tested positive for Ostarine. Well, you know what? Just like in the streets, I'm going to say this once again. You all can get a bad batch. Either a bad batch can, you know what I'm saying, not work. The high may not be as good. Hey, it's just like if you trying to make crack. I hate using this analogy, but I'm gonna go on to say it. Hey, I got a past. I ain't finna pretend. You know, I used to get down in the Dubs and in Frisco. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Okay, it's like this. If you trying to cook up, you know what I'm saying? If you trying to cook up some work and basically you bought the work from somebody who's known for giving you like bad quality, is stepped on and all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, guess what? It's not going to be good quality. So basically, you know, when it get to the fiend and they smoke it, it's not going to be a good quality because it was stepped on. You know, it all depends on the purity of the work. Now, if it's pure, if it's like 60, 70, 80% pure, of course it's going to be fire, whether you snort it or whether you smoke it. But if it's stepped on, if it's been broken down, then, well, there you have it. Godly, I'm going to get in trouble for this. I don't care. But I'm just keeping it a buck. So that's how it works. Amir Khan might have had a bad batch. And it may not have worked. But what about the batch that Ryan Garcia got? It worked. So let's not play these stupid games. That's how it works. Drugs are drugs. There's high quality drugs. There's low quality drugs. Just like with marijuana. They may have what you call grapes, fire, whatever you want to call it. Then you have what you would call lower quality weed, Bammer, you know, Bunk. Shout out to RBL. Don't give me no Bammer weed. We don't smoke that shit in the FA. Shout out to Mr. C, man. That's how it works. Appreciate it. So that's how it works. This is easy to explain. Doesn't take a genius. So for all you people that think you know how drug works, I used to be in that business. I know how it works because I've done it. I've seen people do it. I know how drugs work. Don't y'all watch The Wire? Didn't y'all watch Power? What was them other shows? Don't y'all watch some of them shows on movies on Tubi? It all depends on who your connect is and what type of quality he has. Now, me myself, I used to deal with people that had pretty decent quality. So I only dealt with one dude. I ain't gonna say his name. I used him one time because my other plugs was talking about it was a drought. So he had something, but it wasn't a good quality. So when the customers came around, it was like, hey, you used to have a good stuff. This wasn't that good. Hey, well, guess what? It was the quality. That's how drugs work. You know that. Just like they have very high-end Viagra, then they have what you call generic Viagra. High-end Viagra, you may last, or you may, you may be up for 6 hours versus low tier 2 to 4 hours. That's how it works. It's really that simple. So for all you morons, you so-called chemists that think you know how drugs work, that's how it works. It's as simple as pie. Bam! I'm gonna try to get Bomac on the phone. If I can't get Bomac, I'll try to get Bernie on the phone. Bernie kind of secretive about that kind of stuff, but he'll only talk to me about that off, what I'm saying, off camera. I mean, shout out to Bernie with his Bernie is funny though. I don't take Bernie seriously what he say. He just, what I'm saying, that's what he do. He, what I'm saying, he get hype, he get hyphy. What I'm saying? Omaha style. So, but Bernie, that's my man though. I don't really be taking what he say to heart though. Bud is his guy and I expect him to ride for his guy, but yeah, I am gonna be doing more pressing, but at the end of the day, it's not just on me. It's up to us to go to all these channels, the big wigs, and call them out and say, how come you guys are not pressing Canelo and his team to release or let people see that they're doing their testing on time and how many tests they took. Like I said, Canelo is the one that's been popped, not Bud. So we need to apply pressure. And that's just real talk. I've been on this stream for 34 minutes. See, I told you, the Canelo fans, they never show up. They never show up when I'm live because I'm inviting them to come get this work. I'm inviting them to come get this work. At the end of the day, they don't know what they talking about when it comes to, performance enhancing drugs. They call PEDs for a reason. What's the whole premise? PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. P for performance. We all know what performance means. How you display, enact up whatever it may be. Enhancing means advanced. Drugs mean drugs. Once again, PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. But all other something, you got these YouTube chemists that's trying to explain to people that know how drugs work, but at the end of the day, they're just making excuses. So I'm just starting to think that the fear with the Canelo fans as we get closer to this fight is starting to sink in. We are approximately, basically 2 months away from the fight. And I think reality is starting to sink in. I think that they're starting to lose confidence in Canelo as we get closer. I think they're worried about it. But the fact that we're asking for Canelo to make sure that it's an even playing field, that's not too much to ask. And the thing is, the media and a lot of the content creators have ran away from this subject like the cowards they are, because like I say, they want to continue to get interviews with all these different boxers or promoters and all that stuff, because they're scared they don't, you know what I'm saying, that they're going to lose access. Me myself, I'm doing my job. I'm asking the questions and they need to be answered. If you get mad at me and you want to ostracize me for asking you a simple question and a logical question, then you showing me that you fucking have something to hide. And that you know that where there's smoke, there's fire, and that there's something in the air. Or should I say there's something in somebody's system. So please stop playing these damn games with me. But anyway, you guys, appreciate y'all being here. Oh, Tania, hit me on Instagram so I can tell you what's up with the other guy from Baltimore. I don't want to, I'll tell you what's up. Anyway, this your boy Tam. I'm out.